The Finals is a game that I've really wanted to make a video on for quite a while now. All the way back in March of 2023, The Finals hosted a closed beta where you had to request access to the game. I was one of the lucky people who were able to play the game early. Unfortunately, when I went to make my video on the game, when I was actually confident enough in my gameplay, the closed beta was over. So like the idiot I was, I uninstalled the game, and it sat in the back of my mind for quite a while. Now that I've had some time to work on other major projects, I wanted to take a minute to discuss possible inspirations behind the game and the mechanics within it. One thing that was a major standout for this game was how they handled dying. Games like Fortnite handled it by having you drop all of your stuff on the ground when you died. Since they wanted it to be more kid-friendly and they didn't want to include blood, they had to find something else. GTA 5 did have blood, but they also didn't care who played it. They even had a strip club in this game, so they weren't really a good example. With the Finals, I feel like they wanted to make the game a game that any person could play and appreciate. They definitely took inspiration from the movie Ready Player One, where instead of blood, they dropped gold coins upon death. I feel like for a game like Fortnite, that wouldn't really fit, but for a game where its main game mode is all about making money for your team, it fits perfectly. Just like comedy, the situation is drastically important. The context is everything. Making an animation with such a high complexity can be really challenging. And that's coming from a graphic designer. They had to animate at least 100 different elements to fall in different ways. And I feel like that's something that we all take for granted. It's such an in-depth way of animating it. The thought that had gone into this game was so well thought out. And that's just for the death animation. Since we skipped so much by diving so deep into the death animation, we need to talk about the actual gameplay itself. Because to be honest, I got really passionate about these graphics. Because as I said earlier, I'm a graphic designer and that's what I love to see. Sorry, let's get back on track. This gameplay is really unique. Something that drew me in was the way to win. It reminded me of Capture the Flag to an extent, where instead of capturing a flag, you're just trying to collect as much cash as possible. There are 3 teams, and the first to collect a certain amount of cash wins. This Capture the Flag-esque game mechanics kind of is very interesting and stands out to me. Say my team is 90% of the way to completing the objective, and we get team right. The objective is still making progress, and once another team captures the objective, it continues where the last team left off. This allows teams to stay in the running whether they initially grab the cash drop or not. When you're first loading into a new match, there are 3 different classes you may choose from. These classes literally determine things such as your physical appearance and things as how big you are and your utility that you can use. Knowing they wanted to keep this game as simple as possible, they broke it down into between lightest being the smallest role, having a light build with a lot of stealth and being very frail. The heavyweight class, which deals a lot of damage, can take a lot of damage, but it's slower than a truck. Then there's the medium build, which is a middle ground, which is what I play. I play this because for me, it has guns like assault rifles, and I feel relatively comfortable playing it as it's a really easy role to learn. For me, one thing that specifically stands out about this role is its dual ability to be a DPS and a healer. It allows me to play the support role while helping my team to the best of my ability. As somebody who loves playing healers, I get to run the defibrillator, which allows you to insta-res your teammates at 40% health. I then run the healing beam that heals them at 25 health a second, which allows me to play a mix of a damage and a healer. The Finals is an extremely fast-paced game. The game can be as little as 2 rounds, with one team being good enough to grab every cash box and claim it instantly, but it can also be so long that each team grabs one cash box and it's the matter of who can get the last one first. It can also be a game about combat and strategy. The thought and effort that went into this game is unbelievable. I believe that a few things this game does really well is the in-game death animation, The death animation is extremely clean. The approach that they took, making sure everyone has a chance to win, and how they mapped out each class and made each role clear was amazing. There are a couple of issues though that I have experienced, but the game does have some time to grow. The biggest issue with this game is the time it takes to get into it. Currently, when I am in a 3 stack, it takes way too long to load into a game. I shouldn't need to find a team to play with. Why is it taking me this long to load into a game? Honestly, that's the only issue I have with this game. I'm just shocked that it has such a little fan base, and I wanted to make a video on it because I wanted to bring awareness to this game. This game is definitely a game that I'm planning on streaming a lot more in the future because I genuinely enjoy playing this. I undervalue this game so much and love it. If you want to play this game for yourself, I'll leave it down in the description below. The game is free to play on Steam and it's really fun. And until the next one. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to watch another video, click the video on the left. That's my Palworld video, which was very controversial. And if you want to subscribe, click the button on the right. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Peace!